Good afternoon, everybody. How is all my wonderful subscribers and viewers out there doing today? I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. It's Nikki D, and welcome back to the Nikki D channel. Today, we're going to be doing the 2020 or college football recap week 9 show from where I, Nikki D, break down all 16 games from the prediction show. I let you know who won. I let you know who lost. What's your favorite game of the week? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video, share the video on social media, and smash that subscribe button so you can be notified of when I drop my next video. With that being said, I hope everybody continues to have a wonderful day, and without further ado, let's get to our first game of the 2020 or college football week 9 recap. We had unranked Arkansas going on the road into Starkville as they were taking on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. And a very high-scoring game between these two teams. Arkansas's offense really making up for the lack of production they had last week as the Razorbacks start getting on a winning way. They get back to 500. I believe they're 4-4 on the season now as Arkansas defeating Mississippi State 58-25. In our next matchup, we had number 22 ranked SMU Mustangs going on the road into Durham to take on the Duke Blue Devils, and this was very close. It was 21-all at the end of regulation. Yes, it was the only game this week that went to overtime. Duke ended up getting a touchdown, but couldn't get the 2-point conversion as SMU holding on with a goal line stand to remain undefeated. SMU defeating Duke 28-27. In our next matchup, we had Thursday night football as the Syracuse Orange went on the road to take on number 19th ranked Pittsburgh Panthers, and this was a one-sided affair. I really feel like Pittsburgh is the most underrated ranked team in the nation right now. They were up 31-0 at halftime, and Syracuse, if they played the way they played in the second half and the first half, this would have been a lot closer, but Pittsburgh dominating Syracuse, final score 41-13. In our next matchup, we had the Oklahoma Sooners going on the road into Oxford to take on Jackson Dart and the 18th ranked Ole Miss Rebels, and Oklahoma played excellent for the first 30 minutes. They were up 14-10 at half, and then Mississippi showing out in the second half, allowing a grand total of 0 points in the second half as the Ole Miss Rebels defeat the Oklahoma Sooners 26-14. And our next matchup in the 2020 or college football recap week 9 show, we had number 17 Boise State Broncos going on the road as they were facing the UNLV running Rebels, and this was a lot closer than a lot of people expected. Boise State, though, proving that they could step up when they need to in clutch moments, which is definitely going to help them come college football playoff if they can make it. But Boise State getting the job done this week, defeating UNLV 29-24. In our next matchup, we had the Kansas Jayhawks going on the road into Manhattan as they were at number 16 Kansas State Wildcats, and this was an extremely close game. Back and forth affair. Kansas State with a huge goal line, a huge fourth down stop on the Kansas Jayhawks, and Kansas State just barely surviving another week as they beat the Kansas Jayhawks 29-27. In our next matchup, we had number 21 Missouri Tigers going on the road into Tuscaloosa to take on number 15 Alabama. And man, I was surprised here. This is where I take my first L in shutout fashion, no less. Alabama looked angry after what happened last week in Knoxville. But Alabama came out no nonsense attitude, and they used Missouri as an exclamation point to the nation to tell them the Alabama dynasty ain't quite over yet, as the Crimson Tide 34-0 beat down Missouri. In our next matchup, we had Washington Huskies going on the road as they were at the undefeated number 13th ranked Indiana Hoosiers. And I really feel like Indiana is for real this year. Washington made it all the way to the national championship game last year. Now they're at 500 this year. Indiana just out here taking names week by week. First time this season, I believe they didn't drop more than 40 points in the game, but it doesn't matter because the defense stepped up when it needed to as the Indiana Hoosiers defeat the Washington Huskies 31-17. And our next matchup on the 2020 All College Football Week 9 recap, we had number 12 Notre Dame going on the road into East Rutherford to take on number 24 ranked Navy Midshipmen. And my goodness, this game was not close. Navy's been having a wonderful season this year, actually getting into the top 25. But Notre Dame put an end to all of that in dominant fashion. The Fighting Irish look like they're for real now. They defeat Navy 51-14. In our next matchup, we had number 11 ranked BYU Cougars going on the road into Florida to take on the University of Central Florida Knights. And my goodness, this wasn't really a close game, but this wasn't really the blowout we was expecting here. BYU keeping it at around a 2-possession game for majority of this game. UCF did show some offense and some glimpses that they could come through and possibly come back in this game, but BYU just constantly putting the hammer down and remaining undefeated 37-24. And our next matchup, we had number 8 LSU going on the road to take on number 14 ranked Texas A&M Aggies. And honestly, I wouldn't even call this an upset. These two teams are so evenly matched, and Texas A&M being at home in this particular matchup really kind of gave them the edge. Kyle Field really had their 12th man out there today as Texas A&M taking care of business against the LSU Tigers 38-23. And in our next matchup, we had the Florida State Seminoles going on the road into Hard Rock Stadium to take on number 6 ranked Miami Hurricanes, and this is what we expected. With the exception of Cam Ward's touchdown catch, shout out to that, because I wasn't expecting Cam Ward to have a receiving touchdown on his statistics this week. Good job, Cam. But number 6 Miami proving why Florida State is so horrible this year, putting the beat down on the Seminoles 36-14. And our next matchup on the 2020 All College Football Week 9 recap, we had number 5 Texas Longhorns going on the road into Nashville to take on number 25 ranked Vanderbilt Commodores, and this was what we expected. Texas has been excellent this year with the exception of the Georgia game. And Vanderbilt has been absolutely phenomenal when playing in Nashville this year. As a Tennessee fan, I kind of fear playing Vandy in the last game of the year. They're looking excellent this year, no doubt about that. But Texas, just barely surviving in Nashville. They survive and skim by the Commodores 27-24. And our next matchup, we had Nebraska going on the road into Columbus to take on number 4 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. And this was a shocker. If I can make an upset alert, even though Ohio State won, I would. Because I did not expect this to be a one-possession game at all, especially with how badly Nebraska got beaten last week to Indiana. Indiana 56-7, they beat Nebraska. Nebraska comes into Columbus and actually gives Ohio State a good fight here. And Ohio State really sloppy on offense in this game. They need to improve that going into November. But the Buckeyes hang on and survive for another week, 21-17. And our next matchup, we had number 3 Penn State going on the road into Camp Randall to take on the Wisconsin Badgers. And Penn State is looking absolutely amazing this year. They got a good running game. They got a good passing game. They got a good quarterback that can run the football. And Penn State's defense stepped up in a big way this week, holding Wisconsin to just 13 points as the Penn State and Indy Lions defeat the Wisconsin Badgers 28-13. And in our final game of the week, we had number 20 Illinois Fighting Illini going on the road into Eugene to take on the top-ranked Oregon Ducks. And I wasn't really expecting this type of game. I did expect Oregon to come in and handle business and win by a possession or two, considering they're playing a ranked team. But Oregon just showing no mercy in this matchup. Big time blowout for the Ducks. If you didn't think they were for real going into week 9, you'll definitely think that for real going into week 10. I will tell you that much. Oregon looking absolutely phenomenal this week as they put the beat down on the Illinois Fighting Illini, 38-9. And that was the 2024 college football recap week 9 show where I, Nikki D, broke down all 16 games from the prediction show. I let you know who won. I let you know who lost. What was your favorite game of the week? Let me know down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video, share the video on social media, and you made it all the way to the end of this video, go smash that subscribe button so you can be notified of when I drop my next video. And if you want to see some more of me, Nikki D, then go check out another one of my videos, because I got hours of content that'll keep you entertained well into the evening. With that being said, I hope everybody continues to have an amazing day. I'm Nikki D. This is the Nikki D channel, and I will see all y'all beautiful people next time. Bye, y'all.